Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm going to give a little brief review on the ZTE Citrine. This phone right here is on Total Wireless. It's also available on, I think, Straight Talk and Track Phone. Now this phone here does work on the Verizon network from Total Wireless. So let's just take a little brief look around the phone. Up top here, you have your ear speaker, your front-facing camera. Down here at the bottom, you have your home button, back and recents button here, your 4-inch display on the bottom, just a microphone on the left, micro USB charging port. On top is your headset jack, a power button on top here, volume marker on the sides, and on the back here is your camera, your flash. It's really nice design back in here, and of course your single rear speaker. Now the battery is removable, and but I'm gonna give you some specs on the phone. If you look back here, you'll see that the camera does kind of protrude out from the body of the phone, which will lead to scratches if you're not careful. Now, some of the specs on this phone here is that it does run Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, which is not bad. It does have a 1.1 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 210 processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM, with 8 gigs of built-in storage, with around 3 gigs available to user, and you can add a micro SD card. This phone has a 1650 milliamp hour removable battery to get you around 9 hours of talk time. This is an LTE device, LTE Cat 3, and it has, of course, a 4-inch WVGA 480 by 800 resolution screen with 233 pixels per inch. Now, this phone is pretty basic. It's just, this phone costs around 30 bucks at Walmart, which is not really the only place you can buy these phones. And the phone just don't really feel that bad, honestly. I mean, I kind of like these little smaller phones at times. The camera on the back is not bad at all for 5 megapixel. It's a 5 megapixel rear camera, can record in 720p, and has a VGA front-facing camera that records in VGA quality only. So go ahead and power on the phone here, and look at the screen. The screen really don't look too bad. For what it is, a 4-inch display and the PPI it has. I've seen phones with 5-inch displays with less PPI than this one here does. And this screen here really does not look bad at all. The phone works really well. The 1.1 Snapdragon 210 does seem to work pretty good in this phone. Of course, only 1 gigabyte of RAM and 8 gigs of built-in storage. You won't really get a whole lot of, that's kind of low. But for this phone right here, you're not going to really expect, flagship specs. I mean, this phone here is 30 bucks. And as you see here, I mean, it really just, I've used Snapchat. It works like a champ. I've used YouTube, Instagram, and it really works without hiccup. There's just really no issue with this little phone. If you're looking for a phone for a kid, or you're looking for a phone maybe for a backup phone, this little phone right here really kind of surprised me. I mean, just because it's cheap, just because it's small with low-end specs, does not mean it's a bad phone. Unless you are just really into, flagships or higher mid-range and just think these phones right here are complete junk. These right here really are not that bad of a phone. The battery is small at 1650. I think I said 1650, 1670, something like that. But I've had this phone on for several days, and I'm still at 40%, and I have used it some. Actually, we're going to battery right now. Of course, you got the same layout here. But really, I've not seen any hiccup or stutter with this phone under basic usage. Now, if you push this phone hard, of course, it's going to, hang up with you and lag. And you can't download all kinds of, high-intense games because, for one thing, it won't push it. Another thing, there's not enough storage to hold it. So let's go in here right now to storage. Just a few apps I have downloaded is at 240, yeah, 2.4 gigs available for user. I've used 1.19 gigs. That is included in the pre-installed apps as well. We'll verify this phone does run 5.1.1, and it does. lollipop there. Let's go ahead back out of here and we'll go to the battery and just kind of show you that available time for calls is 3 hours and 29 minutes. Music is 14 hours. Web is 2 hours and 51 minutes. Video is 2 hours and 29 minutes. Standby time is 120 hours. So usage here, you'll see that I got 2 days, 18 hours on the battery. And it's been more in standby than it has been anything. Screen on time has been 1 hour and 34 minutes. And of course, I have used it for, camera, quadrant, running benchmark test. I took some pictures, a couple of videos, and really 2 days, 18 hours was still an hour and a half screen on time on a 1650 milliamp hour battery is not bad. So yeah, and I got you drop down at pure course. Your screen brightness here. The screen does get fairly bright, but it does get a little bit more washed out the brighter you get it, but it can get bright. Got your rows here, location, Bluetooth, flashlight, which is really always nice to see on a camera. So yeah, pretty cool little phone. Got your camera here. Let me go ahead and just pull out my ZTE Warp 7. And we'll take a quick picture here. It does have autofocus. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the picture here. And zooming in, you'll see that it does kind of get a little bit fuzzy. Of course, which you can expect some noise in there. But overall, inside lighting, the camera is really not all that bad. I mean, I really can't knock this phone at all. Now, one of its weak spots is the front camera. It's only VGA quality, and it is what you're gonna expect from VGA. But it's passable in good lighting conditions, and it will pass for selfie shooters, for Instagram, stuff like that, if this is what you can afford. So like I say, I can't really say anything bad about this little device for what you're getting and for the price point that you're getting it at. You got some little fun features here: panorama, HDR, special effects. You got Lomo, sepia, mono, cool, warm, comic, fisheye, mirror, mosaic. Some little fun little things there. You got multi-exposure, interval, smile. Go over here to you got manual mode. You can go over here and set everything. Going to the settings here, you'll see that it does have all these picture sizes here, and in video quality, you do have 720 by 1280, 480 by 720, 640 by 480 MMS, and that really don't even matter. You got time lapse, all that cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a good little device. Would I say grab one? I would say for the price point of $30, this phone does work on the Verizon Wireless Network, and their current plan right now is for you can get unlimited talk, text, and data with 5 gigs of high-speed data for $35 a month, which is really not bad at all, considering that you're getting the Verizon network on Total Wireless. And so yeah, I mean, that's something right here that I would really, check out if you're looking for a backup phone, a small, very pocketable device that really don't feel that bad. It does feel cheap. It's got some weight to it. But all in all, I really, like I said earlier, I can't say anything negative about this device. Looking at the benchmark test that I ran on Quadrant, it does come in at 9,204, which is pretty respectable. Considering that I have other phones. I know that I think that it is the the LG Tribute HD, got around 95 to 10,000, so it's not far off. However, like I always say, I don't really put much stock in benchmark tests because it does not really show the day-to-day usage of the phone. But overall, got your dialer here, of course. Nice little dialer. Going to messaging here, you will see that it does have the Google keyboard. Your emojis are right here. So it's got the old style emojis, but they are there and they are plentiful. You have plenty of them to go through. And like I say, look at this phone here. I mean, it kind of just blazes through, basic use. So like I say, and also the home button down here, I think is your the home button don't pulsate, but up here at the corner up here, I think up here somewhere is a notification light. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but it does have a notification light on it. It's either the home button or it is up here in the corner. So yeah, that's just my basic little review here. I'm not going to run any test or any kind of gaming test on this phone right now. Simply because, it does play the typical games, like Temple Run, Asphalt Nitro. You can play Dead Trigger, stuff like that. Just something that's less graphic intense and is not, and of course, nothing that's going to be too big because it will not hold that much storage. But yeah, this is my basic rundown review here on the ZTE Citrine LTE on Total Wireless. If this was informative and helpful in any way, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Got any questions or comments about this phone, leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That'd be awesome. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.